And, you know, they had a couple of things to discuss. They talked about infrastructural development in Abuja, or part of Abuja, and somehow they delved into politics, and Rivers State was, you know, center of the politics. Of course, they talked about PDP as well. And the former governor of Rivers State is insisting that he's going nowhere, remains a PDP member. He will fight, you know, to remain a PDP member. He mentioned, he gave backstories to what the problem in the PDP is. He's saying that he wants due process to be followed as it relates to the party. He talked about the fact that the constitution of the PDP does not allow for an appointment, that for anybody who must be a part of the executive, the ESCO, you must be elected. And right now he's standing with Damagam because that is what the constitution allows. He talked about the crisis in Rivers State, how the House of Assembly should be allowed to work, and that a 3-man assembly is not known by law. He made reference to the Federal High Court judgment in January asking the governor to submit the budget before the Martin Ameula-led assembly. He said, hey, you've gone to court, allow the court do their work as it relates to defection. He accused some of the judges now in Rivers State of being corrupt because they are selling judgments to the pro-governor supporters. He did also mention there's something he mentioned that, you know, when they asked him if he's concerned about his political what was it called now? Political wealth waning, declining. He said he was not bothered about it. He wasn't bothered about it. You know, he even made reference to the day your day, make I day my day. Let's take a listen to the first soundbite.
Yourself about that. I cannot, in all honesty to you, tell you that there's a going back.
There's no going back.
There's nobody. Anybody who knows me know.
You can't support him in 2027.
I'm not talking about support. What is support? The one I support, have I come out of it?
So you are enjoying the relationship you have now with people that you look up to before as fathers, but today you are the longer people you regard as friends, you are draggers.
That's what politics. That's what politics is. So some people don't play politics of integrity. I do. But you can't impose yourself. I know that who says people are saying day a day. Let me do my day.
All right, so you heard it for yourself. Then you also did mention that there is no going back. There is no chance for reconciliation. The fight will, you know, get to the last. I mean, until one person falls down politically, the fight would not end. And talking about reconciling, you know, himself and, you know, the governor of Rivers State. He mentioned that one. So I'd like to get your thought. He also, what did I say? I think he talked about some other things. So let's go back and listen to, because I do have a lot of sound bites. I watched it live and I did some recordings myself. I do have a commercial coming up, but I still will try to play this.
I was governor. There was a sitting governor there. You remember? There was a sitting governor. There was a sitting governor.
All over Rivers now is Wike day or day.
Day a day will reach one day. No problem. But what I'm trying to say is that I said I was not a sitting governor. We won. The court notified virtually all assembly and national assembly. To remember Buhari was the president. The Minister of Transport was there. Was one of the highly rated ministers or close to Mr. President then. There was nothing that did not happen. It was like Gaza and Israel fighting. The government in power brought all the might. What happened at the end of the day? In my 2019, the federal government came out with all the might. What happened? in 2023, look, when you say, how can you lose God? See, there are people, naturally, who are not happy with your growth, with your rise in politics. Take, for example, there are those who were in positions but could not have used their position to help their people. And they see you in such a position that you are not relenting. I'm here. If I'm worried, will I be concentrating on my job? No. They do not. But you see, like you said, it is when the time comes, then you now know who knows what to do or what not to do.
All right. I do have a commercial coming up, but I still have one sound bite, a longer version that I'd like you to listen to. And then I've got Tony Okocha, who is a major feature on our big stories today. Of course, the NBA in River State is asking for an apology for some contempt. Would I use the word contempt, or some very controversial statements it made as it relates to certain judges? I'll be right back. I do have a commercial to go for. When I do come, you and I will talk. And I miss you. I mean, I just realized how much I love my job. I've not talked in what, 2 days or more? My. All right, I'll be right back once again. Sorry, I'm talking too much. All right, my pleasure, always my pleasure. So I was just talking, before the break about the media chat by the FCD Minister, Wike, His Excellency. And let's take a listen to what he said again.
It's not very well that my position has been very clear that River State House of Assembly must work, and that we cannot allow. I mean, this is a country, madness, where people are so shameless. You don't need to like Wike. You don't need to. But you sit in your house and say 3 people will constitute an assembly. You sit in your house. Forget about Wike. Just sit in your house. For whatever is the case, you said these people have defected. Who pronounces defection? You have gone to court severally. You cannot await the judgment of the court. And impunity is being carried out. I mean, you look at, forget I'm not from River State, you are not from River State, take it so. And you are reading on pages of newspaper, or in your social media. Shamelessly in a country. Somebody said is the speaker. Then 2 people are members. And they go and buy lawyers, pay them money, go to Arise, go to channels, and begin to do drama. People who you think are senior lawyers that should be able to really sit down in their conscience and ask questions. This thing I'm doing, am I really right? That you want to take control of a state is natural in politics. Is that why you should allow impunity? A court pronouncing that you do not bring budget. Whatever budget you said you have, it's not on the void. It won't go on appeal. Court of Appeal gives judgment today. The State High Court has no jurisdiction to talk about defection or vacancy. That's the Federal High Court. Today, tomorrow morning, you go to the State High Court, file a dispute using different people, and that one will grant expert order immediately. And Court of Appeal gave judgment today. Tomorrow morning, all kinds of things. And you say we should fold our arms and then watch. Nobody should say anything. I have no problem. Let court make a pronouncement that indeed you are defected. Defection is not by you. Defection is not by you. I have seen so many people ranting. I have seen people who want to suck from the state. I like this boy every day. See on television. I don't know what it's called.
All right. Yeah, he was about to have a go at Ikenga Okocha, but all of that side comments. No, but what do you make of what he has said? Really, what do you make of what he has said? Well, let's quickly move to the second big story because time is far spent. It's the bottom of the hour already. Now there is one of the big stories emanating today. It has to do with NBA asking Tony Okocha to apologize to the judiciary, more particularly to 3 judges in the state. I'm talking about Justice Sika Prioku, Justice C.N. Wali, and Justice G.O. Olo of the Rivers State High Court. Yeah. Now, you would remember that Tony Okocha had said that, these judges had turned the Rivers State High Court to a supermarket where judgments are bought, and he was asked to give an apology. Now, I've learned something new today, and I'm going to share it with you. NBA, that's the Nigeria Bar Association in Rivers State, does not have a particular chairman. They have chairmen of different zones, and 8 of them came together and made this statement. And in that statement, I think there's a chairman of all chairmen. And in that statement, the chairperson of the 8 NBA branches issued this statement accusing Okocha of denigrating the River State judiciary by referring to it as a supermarket after it was dismissed by judgment from Justice Aprioku in a suit filed by an APC chieftain. Now, the statement jointly signed by the NBA Port Harcourt branch chair Cordelia Eke, Ishopo, NBA, all of them. I just do not have that time. Criticize Okocha for using offensive language that undermines the judiciary and the legal profession, suggesting instead that he should have pursued an appeal. The statement also urged litigants and the public to avoid harassing judges and to focus their efforts on legitimate legal channels. Tony Okocha was on the Morning Crossfire alongside the Commissioner for Information. Okay. Let's take a listen. He says he is not going to apologize.
Are you going to apologize to the NDA?
Apologize to
and
who?
to the Justice of the River State High Court?
I read this yesterday and I threw it into the trash can. I did. I don't know what these people are. I don't know. Well, I maybe when you justify, you attempt to justify the filthy locker in your pocket, you go out and do all manner of insensitive things. I'm hearing a forum of chairman of NBA. I'm hearing it for the first time. I was in government for many years. I've been in government for many years. I've never had that nomenclature, that position before. Are they saying that in their respective branches, this issue was discussed and they had a mandate of the branches to go on air to do this? or somebody assumes position because he's chairman of this and he's speaking for he's speaking for his group. I also have my own group of lawyers that will respond to this. But as far as I'm concerned, it's trash.
Okay.
Let me put it on record that I have nothing. I've done nothing to warrant apologies to anybody, not even the NBA chairman. And I'm sure that organization is also not registered with CAC. I googled it; it's not registered with CAC.
All right, so you've heard Tony Okocha there saying he's not going to apologize. He has no reason to apologize for the comments he made about the justices of the Rivers State High Court. But yet again, Tony Okocha is in the news. And this time, he is saying something in the line. I think he's made that statement before. So it's practically reiterating that he remains the boss of APC Rivers. Now, yesterday was in the news. I think I read the news, 6 p.m., where there was the argument as to why should Tony Okocha be the one that will conduct congresses in Rivers State as it relates to the APC. And yet again on the show, I've been told, I'm yet to get that clip, but I've been told that he said he has gone for an appeal and he has also applied for a stay of execution. So he remains, the APC chairperson or acting chairperson in Rivers State. So I'm going to, and this is, the issue with Rivers State, there is always a faction. I mean, it's been ongoing for years now. And not just with the APC. We've seen it play out in the PDP. We've seen it almost play out in Labour Party, in the House of Assembly. We've seen it play out, and it's becoming a Rivers theme. I've got Darlington Wauju, who is, as recognized by law, State High Court, to be precise, the spokesperson of APC in Rivers State. Welcome on the show, Darlington. What do you make of Tony Okocha's claim that there is an application for a stay of execution and as such, is the boss?
Well, first of all, I said thank you. Good afternoon to your listeners. Thank you for giving me the privilege once more to make a few clarifications.
Okay. I'm listening to you.
Even yes, I said thank you for the opportunity to make these clarifications, even though ordinarily they were not supposed to be necessary because the judgment of court is very, very clear. Number one, I spoke to our lawyer a few minutes ago before I came on this show, and I can confirm to you.
Oh, the network is terrible. Are you there? Okay. All right. We do have a terrible network. All right. So I will re-establish the connection there. Remember, we're live on Facebook. Drop your comments. I can see Ferdinand Wodo saying, I don't blame Okocha at all. The lawyers have sold out themselves to politicians, so politicians don't fear lawyers anymore. That is what is giving Okocha this power to talk. It's a shame. And then he said again, all this man is saying is it the problem with that Nigeria is facing? The economy is in shambles, I think he meant to write. Things are skyrocketing every day. People hardly feed 3 times daily. Wike is busy talking about politics. It is high time the president calls the man to order, please. By the way, as part of that interview, he did mention that the president gives him all the support he needs to do his job as minister of the FCT. However, that political question was asked by the journalist there, so you don't really blame him for talking about it. Thank God Ability at Weibo on Facebook says, the last time I checked, PDP belongs to nobody, and anyone who goes contrary to the party's constitution will face disciplinary action for going against the party's constitution. The party is supreme and belongs to nobody. All right, let's try reconnecting with Darlington Wauju, and hopefully the network is better this time. All right, can you hear me? Okay, so you can hear me now. Okay, go ahead, please.
Yes, I was trying to say that our lawyer has just confirmed to me that no record of appeal has been served on them.
Okay.
Meaning that we have not been served any record of appeal. So I do not know where Tony Okocha, on what authority he was speaking on. Now, secondly, and very importantly, assuming he has filed an application for a stay of execution of the judgment of court, mere filing of an application does not amount to a stay. There is no way Tony Okocha or anybody whatsoever mentioned can hoodwink the executives of the APC in Rivers State with the rhetorics of making a court application for stay. The law does not say that an application for a stay is equal to staying the judgment of the court. And so we cannot, the executives under Emeka Beke and those under us, that is at the edge and ward level, cannot be denied the rights or privileges of enjoying the fruit of our victory in court. It is not.
All right, network again. It's terrible. I should go to the phone lines now. Okay. I should go to the phone lines. I'd like to hear from you. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. I would reconnect with him one more time, but let's take one or two calls before then. Okay, Darlington. I'm trying to re-establish connections, so give me a minute there. Okay. All right, so keep those calls. I've got Susie from Irema. I'm going to take Susie's call.
Yeah.
Hello, Susie. Welcome. Yeah, welcome.
Happy birthday. So it's belated.
Yes, thank you nonetheless. Thank you.
Let me also say that I think it is the right thing to say. When Senator came on air and affirmed that he remains the chairman of APC River State, and also said that he has obtained of execution. And then to this extent, I want to say that whatever it is, both courts have spoken from the perspective of the Chief Decay angle and from the perspective of Tony Okocha. I want to say that the appeal court stands sway, and Tony Okocha, like has affirmed, remains the chairman of APC River State.
All right.
And for the apology, as asked by the girl group from NBA River State, I want to say that there was no anything necessary for Tony Okocha to actually apologize to anybody. It was a statement made by him passing, and for them to come up with that particular outburst to say that he should come and apologize, I do not know where that one will come from.
All right.
If there is anything different, I suppose they should take a litigation, which I believe that Tony Okocha is also saying that his lawyers also take a nice.
All right, thank you.
All
right, thank you, Susie. I've got to move on now. I've got Mufasa from Rumours. Mufasa, let's get to hear what your mind is thinking about.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kalada. It's nice to hear you on radio.
Oh, finally, I feel nice talking on radio as well.
Thank you.
Right.
Well, you see, I'm not a lawyer. I've not been to law school, but from my pedestrian understanding of the law, and like what Darlington Ojo has said, that you've gone to court to apply for a stay does not give you that arbitrary right to say that you have been granted a stay of execution. My brother, please, I think a lot of people listen to some of these leaders, so-called leaders, and they draw inspiration from what they say. Because if you continue to misinform members of the public just because you know how to speak English, it is very, very wrong. A stay of execution has not been granted. So let us not continue to.
All right. So it is yet to be granted.
And so we are mesmerizing the people. We are not ignorant people in this country.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
And the NBA, my brother, what the NBA they are saying is apologize to judges, not to the NBA. So the advice of Tony Okocha for me is unnecessary. That you come out to say that judges are collecting
but he said it has Mufasa. He said
judgment is a Jankara judgment and all of that. Let us try to respect judges, because if you are approaching the appeal court It's the same judges that will attend to you over there.
All right.
And by the time your name begins to go around as somebody who abused judges, who desecrates, denigrates, and reduce judges to nothing.
All right, Mufasa, I've got to move on.
What do you expect them to take you for?
All right, thank
So
you.
let us be guided adequately when we make statements as leaders.
All right. Thank you, Mufasa. I've got to move on now. But I should also remind you that sometime last week, I think it was on Friday, we were told by the NJC that a couple of judges or justices are going to face a disciplinary committee because of, certain actions you've taken. I wonder if Rivers State, once again, will be a part of it. But I've got Darlington back on the phone, via the phone. Darlington Wauju, spokesperson APC, as known by law, made by the River State High Court. Welcome on the show.
Yeah, Canada. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, quickly, so we can wrap up this conversation.
Yeah, I was trying to say, I think the network glitches actually cut off my line of thoughts. But I was trying to say, number one, Rivers people should take note of the fact that as at this afternoon, we have not been served the records of appeal, meaning that it is only the man who claims to have appealed that knows who is appealing to, because our team has not been served. Secondly, and very importantly, mere filing of an application for stay does not automatically mean that a stay has been granted. And so I do not know why someone can come on a very, very important platform such as Nigeria Info to try to hoodwink the public, to try to sell lies to the public. Now, the truth of the matter is that the judgment of court will continue to be correct until a higher court sets it aside.
All right.
And where we are as today is that Chief Emeka Dike is the state chairman of the All Progressive Congress Party, and the executives at the LGA level and ward level remains as executives of the APC until a higher court says so.
Talking about until a higher court or an appellate court says something about it. If indeed there is a stay of execution as granted by an appellate court, would the Emeka Beke-led ESCO, step aside, in your opinion?
When we get to that bridge, of course, we have, this is not about always coming to spew rhetorics and trying to use the unfounded logic to deceive the public. We have been on the side of the rule of law all this while. We have not been lawless. Like you may know, it took us 264 days to get to where we are today. And we are matured, we are patient, and we kept on track the fact that we do not have to resort to self-help at all. We kept believing in the Constitution, in our own very Constitution. We kept on saying it, that this is what our Constitution says, and our Constitution has not been amended. And so if we speak life to that Constitution, then what Justice Sika Proko did last week, Monday, 12th of August 2024, is the law.
All right. I've got to go now. But thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate every time. All right then. Okay, keep your thoughts coming in. I would focus on the phone lines now. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Those are the call numbers. WhatsApp 0809-030-6416. We're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We are very much active on X, Nigeria Info PH. Felix London says PDP should devise every means to kick Wike out of the party so they can stay focused to kick out APC at the national. You can be doing open anti-party and still remain at the PDP. Ferdinand Wodo says, I can bet you that nothing will happen to Tony Okocha even as he has challenged the lawyers, because this man knows the mojo operandi of lawyers. Did you hear him say he trashed what the lawyer said? Canada. It is a pity, the kind of people we call leaders, you said. Let Dogo Nelson Yegba says, my question is, now that Tony Okocha has said that he is not going to apologize, what will be the decision of the NBA in Beverly State? Okay, all right. Michael Isaiah says, the audacity with which Tony Okocha talked with in the morning is what has been heating me up. Oh, come on. Don't let it eat you up. I've got Isaiah from Buguma. Isaiah, welcome. What is on your mind?
Yes, Kalabakuru.
Yeah, quickly.
Good afternoon. You see, on the side of the former governor's statement, when he was
the media chat, go ahead quickly. I don't have much time.
To question, yes. Yes, you can see that he talks a lot about impunity and none of that. But what we are saying is that while he was in office, most of the things here is making reference to were actually actions he took, and nothing ever never fell on anyone. You understand? If he's referring to judges and courts, we know series of court cases where he won, and the same thing that looks as if maybe today the court now is a supermarket. It's the same thing that happened by them. So impunity, a lot of impunity reigned in his era, and people never fully ruled the way you wanted and left. Now, when you talk of three-man House of Assembly that is not done anywhere, in Ekiti State, when Fayose was there, he chased away the majority House members, leaving about
Isaiah, because I don't have more. Isaiah, because they did no. Isaiah, I don't have time. Can you listen to me? Because they did it, does it make it right? Because I did it, does it make it right? I mean, we've had this conversation before.
But when the person, I am not saying that it makes it right, but when the person see, you know that there is a kind of, like they normally say that when a man of God who preaches prosperity and his life and in terms of prosperity is questionable, people will say that in a sense, this man should not be taken serious. That is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's right, but when he was there, the same thing he did and cost home and see if nothing happened, and the same thing he's talking about. So I should say that he should leave this thing and let the court decide on many.
All right, Isaiah, I've got to go.
If they are in the court, you should allow the court to decide now. Why is it fast? Very fast. It's very fast.
All right, Isaiah, thank you. Thank you very much. We've got Obed from Port Harcourt. Obed, welcome. Yeah, welcome.
Kalada, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
The former governor rules out any reconciliation. That's a welcome development, and we Rivers people are ready. It's a fight to finish. I tell you, we are ready to liberate Rivers from the shackles of one man. That's what we are doing. So that's why we are telling the governor, do not be cajoled by the visit of the BOT or PDP. You have to have a plan B, because Rivers people are on your side. We are going to fight to finish, because we are ready, and very much ready, I tell you.
Right.
Then on the issue of Tony Okocha, you see, it's unfortunate that people who have held position of authority who speak in this manner. You understand? A court gave order, you are abusing the judges because the order did not come for your favor. How about it was the other way around? Would you have said so? You understand? The party said you are not the chairman.
The party actually recognizes. Let's not get it twisted.
No, the court. I mean, sorry, the court said you are not the chairman.
Yeah, the courts actually.
You understand? The party disobeyed their own constitution. Now, when he talks about supremacy of the party, I don't know how he's talking about. Now, supremacy that has nothing to do with when an executive has been elected, duly elected.
All right.
You want to push them away because of supremacy of the party.
All right.
You understand? It's unfortunate. He's saying it with all impunity.
All right.
Because somebody is backing in or the president who is supposed to be the chief.
Obed, I've got to go.
Country.
I've got to go. Yeah.
So he's having that backing and saying what he's saying
because the president is backing him.
All right.
Who is disobeying the court order at every given time.
All right.
And president swore an oath to uphold the rule of law.
Obed, the
same
president, you said. I've got to go. I'm sorry. I do not have enough time. Make your point as quickly as possible because we've got so many interactions that I have to look at. On Facebook, Stanley Toby says, I'm happy Mr. Okocha has taken his word fight to the NBA. It is now left for the body to prove him wrong by utilizing every legal arsenal within their reach to make him pay for every trash he dished out in the public. Azubike Onyekachi says Tony Okocha is bold because the federal is beating the drum for him, so he is boldly dancing to the tune. Ordinarily, in a sane clan, his life should have been behind bars, just spitting on the integrity of the court. Michael Isaiah says Wike forgot that he got 11th hour judgment against... I can't seem to find. Okay, against hashtag end bad governance, peaceful protesters. Camera is still on the way. Clever Sunny says weekend supporters should be expelled from the PDP. That's the only way the party can move on. Now, let's go. Yeah, WhatsApp that is. Greetings, Canada. They said party is supreme. Yes, it is. However, the supremacy can't be absolute. If its provision runs contrary to constitution, its supremacy will naturally evaporate. If it runs against its own rule, thinking that it can arbitrarily disregard its own rule, of course, its supremacy would be suspended. Please, even as ancient as human right is, it is not absolute. I think you wanted to say lesser political party that can be subjected to transmutation. So, flinging party supremacy at the face of everyone in order to disobey a valid court judgment is reckless and taking too far. Godwin Chinda with that one. This one says, my name is Rose. Wike accusing judges of bias is laughable. Why is it that his cronies always run to Abuja for justice? Is it not the same thing? He's accusing judges here that it is people go to Abuja for? I think he tried to explain something about federal high court having jurisdiction. I don't know. I'm not his mouthpiece, but moving on. This one says the FCT minister is doing all these things because he's still in government that is supporting. Okay, I do have a commercial. When I come back, I read some more text messages.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info. We'll be back.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Updates, and I bring you good news. Pep Stores has rebranded and is now known as Pricewise. It's still your friendly